Hello, and welcome back to Chili Bee Gaming. I'm Evie, and today we're back with some more Starfield. Last time we cleaned up the mess with the spacers that we kind of got some help with, unintentionally. We then headed to New Atlantis to do some shopping, and we upgraded the frontier a little bit, I think, anyway. I'm still not quite clear on the old spaceship upgrade thing. Vladimir gave us another power location of Marduk 4, which was quite a distance from New Atlantis, so we had to stop off. And we decided to stop at the Stroud-Eklund Star Yard en route and start Walter's little quest. Who knows, maybe it'll get us some decent upgrades or something. Who can say? I'm looking very in line with the actual, what would you call it, aesthetic here in this office, but never mind. Let's get into it. Zoop. Okay. Look at this. Okay. Right, so we need to speak to somebody called Jules, I believe.
Everything's so new here.
Alright.
Abershaw can help
See,
you if you
these
need anything.
plants in the glass, but there's no fish. I'd like to see some fish. Alright, let's, hey y'all.
Hello.
Jules de Gante. I like it.
Hi there.
Have you been leading the R&D team for long?
It might surprise you to hear that no, I have not. This is actually the first project I've led for Stroud-Eklund.
Okay.
I recently graduated with a master's degree in engineering management.
Oh.
I'm actually kind of surprised they hired me. But I was at the top of my class, so maybe they didn't want to lose me to some other star yard. Anyway, I'm grateful for the chance to do good work here.
Well, yeah, I mean, don't doubt yourself if you were top of your class. In the real world, granted, things are a little bit harder to apply sometimes. It's not always ideal conditions, but you know what? Go for it. So you're the project lead. What does that mean?
It means I'm responsible for making sure our projects are carried through to completion. I'm not the one calling all the shots per se, but I do need to ensure the people making those calls are empowered to do that within the limits the executive set for us.
Yeah, I mean, a good project manager, I tell you, I've worked with a few in my real world career, should we say, and you get good ones that are really, really, really good, and you know they know the stuff, and they're dead organised, and then you get bad ones that just make everything about 1,000 times harder. Anyway, I'm here to speak to you about this new ship project.
You must be Walter's colleague.
I am indeed.
He informed me that you'd be taking charge of Project Kepler despite the fact that we have a fully dedicated R&D staff already assigned to it. But
Ooh,
that's okay.
okay.
I'm sure that even though you have virtually no experience with this, you'll do a great job.
Do you know what? I was being nice. I was being nice, and now you're just being rude. I don't appreciate it. Okay. I'll give it my best shot. Drop the passive aggression, or Walter will find out. Whatever, let's get this over with. I'll be honest, I still have no idea why Walter trusts me to do this. You know what? I'll give it my best shot. I do feel like saying this, but I don't like to pull the, you know, you better do what I say and you better be nice to me or else I'm going to tell Daddy. Act, it's... Ugh. I'm not a fan of that. Handle your own problems. Yeah, I'm going to give it my best shot.
Well, I hope your enthusiasm counts for something. Anyway, let's get to it.
You ever flown
We
one of
shall
these?
see.
As
Right,
you
Frank.
probably know, we're tasked with coming up with Stroud-Eklund's next hit starship.
Okay.
But we have budget concerns, market research to finish, and we can't seem to agree on a design. So I guess Walter sent you to resolve these issues.
There you go.
Have at it.
Okay. Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about the team? This is it. This is what we want to know. Okay,
I'm
go ahead.
Jules, R&D project lead.
Yep.
I was, the one making all the big decisions. I suppose I just coordinate now. You already heard from Frank. He's lead designer on the project,
I didn't hear
focused
much.
on the look and feel of the ships. There's Ella, another senior designer. She focuses on some of the more technical designs of ships. Went to school with Frank.
Okay.
Mike is our senior engineer responsible for consulting on all the technical bits, the machinery, the computer systems, etc.
Okay.
And then there's Nev. She's here for marketing. It's her job to weigh in and sell this thing to consumers.
Cool. Right. Okay. So what's so hard about choosing what kind of ship to build? What is it that you're finding difficult?
There are a lot of factors to consider. Who is our market and what do they want in a ship? Which components are we putting into it? How fast should it go? How much cargo capacity should it have? What color should it be? We need to decide every little detail.
Well, I can tell you now. How fast should it go? As fast as you possibly can. How much capacity should it have for cargo? In my case, as much as you possibly can. So, yeah, I think I understand. I'm ready.
Okay, good. So, before we can do anything, we need to resolve the budget issue.
Okay, well...
We were charged with building the newest, hottest ship on the market, which won't be possible unless we petition the board for more money.
Alright.
So we have 2 new budget proposals. One will allow us to build what I consider to be a very sensible ship, but we'll have to make some tough design cuts.
Okay.
The other will allow us much more flexibility to put whatever we want into the ship. It's what I call the kitchen sink proposal. I don't love it, but it'll be next to impossible to approve. What should we go with?
Why can't you use the original budget you were given?
I'd love to, seriously. It would be a huge win for us if we came in under or at that budget. But none of the viable designs for this project can be made for that amount.
Well, why
I've already rejected that budget, so I have to go to the board regardless. And since you're now responsible for the major decisions, which budget proposal we go with falls on you.
What I don't understand is, if you're given a price range to use, this is how high you can go when you spend the money to build this thing. Why would you design something beyond that? Okay. What kind of cuts would we have to make for the sensible design? What's wrong with the kitchen sink budget? Wouldn't everyone get what they want exactly?
While it's true we'd be able to afford to put anything and everything into that design, it's just not practical. And the board will put more pressure on us to see that it succeeds. I worry that without constraints, my team will be disincentivized to focus this ship in any given direction. And they'll try to cram in everything but the kitchen sink, hence the name. Who knows what kind of monstrosity we'd create if we tried to incorporate all of our designs? And would something that expensive actually sell?
If it could do everything, then, well... What kind of budget cuts would we have to make for the sensible design? Yes,
It's more that we can only choose certain design elements at the expense of others.
Like what?
In other words, if we go with something in Mike's design, there's not enough money in the budget for what Ella wants. That's one of the reasons we haven't been able to agree on anything.
This is difficult, you know, because you'd love to be able to have everything you possibly want in a ship. You'd love it. You'd absolutely love it. But then, would it be a ship that would function really, really well? Or would it fall down in certain areas because you've put effort into other things that weren't really necessary, like aesthetics, colour, whatever. A smaller but then... Who's she yawning? You tired? Terribly sorry. I don't know, you know. I don't kind of like her attitude.
Still here?
It's rude. She's rude. Do you know what? But you need people to be focused to finish a project, don't you? Yeah, let's focus on the design. I know it's the sensible... Believe me, I'd love to do this. I'd love to do this, but... I don't know. There you go.
That sounds good to me, but remember, this ship will have fewer bells and whistles. We're not going to be able to include everything we want. Frank's luxury design has the most expensive components, and we've been having trouble convincing him to move away from that idea so we can stay within the budget. We need his help. Do you think you can get him to budge?
I am right here, you know.
I kind of want the luxury design, though. Now I want some luxury. I didn't know there was luxury design involved. Yeah, go on. Okay, let's try and convince. Now I want the luxury design. Curse it. Can we think about it?
Perhaps you should. Seems like a smart idea, hmm?
All right, dude. I will shoot you in the face. Let's see.
I was afraid you'd say that. Look, I'm the one who has to go to the board with this proposal, so before I can convince them this is going to be worth it, you're going to need to convince me.
We need to go big or go home. I know how we can sell this idea to the board. I don't think I'm going to convince you. There has to be another way. On second thought, maybe I need to reconsider this. Yeah, go on.
Well, I'm all ears because it's going to take a miracle to convince them.
All right, well, don't you worry. We're all about miracles here. We don't need to use the entire budget. This just gives us plenty of options. It does, that's true, that's logical.
I know
Oh.
how this works. If we have all those options, we're just going to eat up the entire budget using them all.
Don't worry about if the board declines the budget. We won't know unless we ask. I know you're a brilliant leader because you listen to others' ideas. Yeah.
Well, there's always room for personal improvement, I suppose.
There you go, girl. Nothing like this has ever been done before. Think of the innovations we could bring to the market. I'm going to have to go with that because I don't think I can have another go of it.
Innovations? Think of the headlines in the industry trade publications if this fails. We'd be a laughingstock.
Ugh, curse
Look,
it.
I know you're confident with this budget, but I know there's no way I can get it past the board, so if you want it, you're going to need to figure out how to get it done yourself.
100,000 credits? No
All right.
way.
I don't know how you're going to do it unless you somehow have the authority to approve the kitchen sink budget in the computer yourself, but whatever. Just don't keep us waiting too long, okay?
Okay. You said the magic phrase. Go into the computer and approve the budget yourself. Alright, alright. I will do it. Let's have a look. Bum 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 bum. Dee 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 dee. New consultant. Since the project seems to have stalled indefinitely, I'm sending in a trusted colleague to shake things up and get it back on track. Effective immediately, you are to abide by their guidance and obey their directives. Jules, you're still taking point as project lead, so I want you to fill them in with all the details and give them, and guide them through our process. Answer any questions they may have, and remind the team that this is a direct order coming from me, Walter Stroud. All right. Back order. We regret to inform you that the parts you requested are currently on back order due to unexpected delivery issue. We expect more of these parts to come off the assembly line in the coming weeks, and we will ship them out to you as they become available. Since we value our continued partnership with Stroud-Eklund, we will apply a 5% discount off the entire order as a courtesy. Once again, we apologise for the delay. JJ Samuels, lead sales technician. Bonuses. The topic of bonuses was brought up in our anonymous employee feedback forum. Good news, the board has approved modest bonus payout to all employees. The remainder of your bonus payout will be delivered upon completion of project codenamed Kepler, provided it meets the required launch date and sales goals. Yeah, that's the thing. What if these guys lose their budgets? Lose their bonuses. Okay. Budget approvals. Okay. For pending and in progress. Approve. Okay. Kepler. Open. 100,000 credits. 160,000. Oh, right. All right. Well, let's see what else they've spent. How they spent. Wow. That's cheap. My God, that is cheap. Kestrel. They don't seem to like to spend a lot of money on these cancelled. Black Hole. Whoa! 205,000. Currently pending approval. See, I don't know what's wrong with the 100,000 budget. I mean, you could do that. Oh God, I think Walter would kill me, wouldn't he? Oh, screw it. We did it. Do you know what?
You have a good day.
Oh, I will. Don't you worry. Just spent a lot of somebody else's money. You'll be right. You'll be fine.
Well, we're making progress now, I guess. Okay, but if you want to go with the larger budget proposal, then you need to find the money somehow.
Oh, don't worry about that.
Wow, how'd you... You know what? I'm not even going to ask right now. Being friends with Mr. Stroud has its advantages, I guess. I'm just happy we can move on.
This is it. You can get
What
things
a
moving.
wonderful thing that a larger budget was approved out of the blue with no intervention by anyone. How nice.
All right, Andreja, come on
Great,
now.
that's one problem solved. I'll go forward with that budget proposal and we can move on. Next, we need to gather some market data. The best way to do this is to outfit your ship with some sensors and take it through some real-world scenarios so we can make more informed design decisions.
Okay. Okay, sure, sounds good. Just tell me what you need to do.
Great! Just pick up a mission or two at the mission board and proceed like you normally would. We'll collect the data when you return. If you take on a variety of missions, we can build a ship to handle a variety of scenarios. But if you just fly one mission, we can build a more focused ship. It's up to you. In the meantime, you might also want to talk with the team, get to know them, give feedback on their proposals, etc. Good luck out there.
All right. Well, let's have a chat with these folks. Ella Chowdhury.
So, you're Walter's friend.
Uh-huh.
I know he chose you to head this project as some sort of favor.
Not really.
Honestly, as senior technical designer, I was hoping to receive that honor, but there's always next time. Regardless, I'm excited to help you out. Do you have any experience building spaceships?
I've done a little bit. Not much, but yeah, I've done a little bit.
Good. We were worried you knew nothing, and this would be a complete disaster. As long as you are willing to listen to us, we may still avoid that outcome.
Yeah.
Now, I know you've been asked to give feedback on our design proposals. Would you care for a brief synopsis of mine?
Yeah. Can you tell me a little bit more about yourself first? Yeah.
I'm the most senior designer on this project, for one. Despite all the acclaim he gets, I actually referred Frank to his current design position. He and I were in the same design program when we went to get our degrees back in uni. We support each other as friends as much as possible.
Uni.
Even when we disagree. I love my job here. But I dream one day of working for a small startup or running my own design firm so I can work on custom ships instead of mass-produced products.
Oh, okay, that's good. Okay, well, tell me what sort of ship
Of
you
course. But first, let me ask you this.
want. Okay.
What pilot demographic is currently being underserved by the current starship market?
I don't know, but I feel like you're gonna tell me.
Well, you're not fun.
Come
My idea is a little less conventional. I believe we should invest in making a dedicated exploration ship, marketed towards citizen scientists. Sure, we and other manufacturers have lines of exploration ships, but none built with the average consumer in mind. It's my hope that we can jumpstart a new era of affordable, accessible space exploration, fueled by ordinary people like you and me.
Well. How would I design a ship like that? Yeah.
I'd start with a small ship profile. It won't need much storage or passenger capacity. Then, of course, you would want an advanced grav drive to reach deep space and plenty of energy for extended flights.
Okay.
In order to keep costs down, it likely doesn't need expensive weapon systems or defensive measures. It won't need those where it's going.
Well.
And of course, high-end scanners and other scientific equipment is a must.
Yeah, that's true. You need all that lot. Well, do you know what? Yeah. That sounds good.
Thanks. Let me tell you, we would not regret going with my idea. This is a chance to do something that will truly inspire future generations.
What do you think of the company?
Why do I feel like answering this could be a trap coming from someone who was sent here by Walter
I'm
to
just
step in
curious,
and take over our project? It's not like I have anything to hide. I used to think working for a super wealthy corporation would be terrible, but honestly, it's pretty great.
There you go.
They've been good to me, and the stability is way better than any startup. I've had opportunities I wouldn't have anywhere else, so yeah, pretty great.
Good. What does your job entail here?
Well, as a senior designer, I'm trusted to work on some pretty important features on these ships. Most of my work is on the technical features, designing them to be more user-friendly. Computer systems like navigation, targeting, you name it. It may not be as glamorous as what Frank does, but without me, these ships would be almost impossible for the average consumer to actually use.
Well, that's good. So that's like user-friendliness. Okay.
Okay, yeah. Bye.
Mike!
I'm wondering if we need another chef in the kitchen.
All right.
Then again, I hear Walter brought you in to finally make a decision around here.
He did. Has that been a problem?
Well, how do I put this? My co-workers are smart people. But between you and me, they're in way over their head with this project. Jules especially.
I mean,
She's new at being a project lead and has insisted we design by committee, so everyone's voice is heard.
Dude, she's right behind us.
But no one could agree on anything, and we're running significantly behind because of it.
Yeah, that's not good, really. I'm glad to be of service, then.
Good. Just so long as you don't push us to make anything too nutty. I think your decisiveness will put us back on the right track. Speaking of which, I think my plan will get us where we need to be as quickly and efficiently as possible. It's simple, no frills, and most importantly, won't cause me any major headaches on the engineering side.
Okay, but first, what can you tell me about your role here?
Couldn't figure it out from the engineering talk? I'm an engineer, mate.
Yes, I know.
It means I'm the one who's got to put together all these plans and actually make the bloody ship fly. Been doing it for going on 25 years at various star yards. They still haven't realized this place would fall apart if not for me. Instead of letting me get to my work, they keep giving me fancy new titles and got me tied up in endless meetings like this one.
Yeah, I kind of get that. Having been an engineer myself in the real world, I have. Not this kind of engineering, but a different kind of engineering. I get that. You know, you just want to get on with it. You're not really, you know, it's the whole a meeting that could have been an email and that sort of thing. You're just not interested in that. You just want to get on with it. But sometimes you've got to go to meetings. You know, sounds like this project is hard on the engineers. Why is that?
Oh, let me tell you. All the creative minds around here are so concerned with designing the most innovative and fancy ships possible. They never stop to think about the kind of work it takes to do that in a reasonable time frame. Yes, we're engineers. Our job is to make the bloody impossible possible.
Yep.
But that doesn't mean it's easy or practical. That and there's never enough of us to go around.
No, that's true. Good engineers are very hard to find. Sounds like a win for your team. Go on.
It's truth, and we need it. The others believe we need to think big and innovate. Reality is, we just need to do what we do better than anyone else.
Meh.
So I'm thinking, there's loads of fighters. No sense in mucking about with that again. And we've already got one of the best luxury liners in the biz.
What's that?
What I figure is, the cargo running business is booming, and no one's quite built a personal craft like that to serve the working class folk. Nothing fancy, no frills. Just a simple, sturdy, inexpensive ship with cargo room up the wazoo and make it so easy my cousin's little moppet could fly it.
Seems simple enough. Any other design considerations? Yeah, you see, it's all very well and good having, you know, cargo space and all the rest of it, but you've got to think about the people who are going to be using it, who are going to be technically living on it, you know, that's also got to be taken into consideration.
Our objective should be to build a huge ship with plenty of cargo room while keeping the costs low.
All right.
Doesn't need fancy equipment, just the basics. Basic weapons, basic defenses, basic scanners. You get the idea. If we go with a design like that, I can focus on quality construction, and the ship will practically sell itself. Wait, really? I was expecting we'd have to argue a bit more than that. Well, that's a relief.
Yeah.
I hope you're being sincere. Because if I can convince them to go with mine, it'd save us all a lot of trouble in the end.
Well, you know, I think if you get a combination of the four, you'll probably get a pretty decent chip out of it at the end. But we'll find out, I suppose, whether I've made the right decision or not, and whether Walter is going to kill me or not. Well, he could try. Anyway, so you're kind of like the lead engineer here.
Yeah, that's me, innit? Been here since the start of the company. Done engineering for going on 30 years total. Though I keep telling them, it's senior, not lead engineer. I've got no interest in being lead. Too much management. Not enough tactile work. And yet here I am. Resigned to my fate on the R&D team.
We'll get you out of here soon, dude. Okay. You don't like being involved in research and development? I'm guessing that he doesn't.
Nope. Not really. I like to think I don't have the ego for it. I've got nothing to prove, and I don't rightly care to make my mark on the industry. All I want to do is build the best damn starships I can, and not get bogged down with all the excess particulars. But upper management loves the work I do, and they wouldn't let me say no to this. I guess they needed someone to keep everyone's heads out of the clouds, so here I am.
Yeah. You tend to find that the better you are at the job, the more management want you to be involved in everything and, you know, climb up the ranks. Even when you just want to do your job and not be
Good
bothered.
thing we ain't in a big hurry, right?
All right, dude. What do you think of Stroud-Eklund?
I assume you mean the company and not the people. Because even if I didn't already think so, I'd tell you that both Walter and Issa are great.
Oh, good.
The company's still kind of young as far as Star Yards go, but it seems to be going in the right direction. Despite what it may look like. I've been doing this for a while at other Star Yards, and so far, we're avoiding a lot of the mistakes some of the older corps have made.
Yeah. Okay, so, all right.
Right. Take care.
Who else do we need to speak to in here? Nev Papadopoulos? We'll go with that.
Hi. Need something?
Don't be nervous, I'm all right. You seem a little on edge. Is something wrong?
Oh, no. Well, it's just... I'm a little new here, and everyone's got these big, flashy designs. And I'm supposed to come up with one too, but like, I don't know if it's as good or like, good at all, even.
Well... I'm sure it's just as good as the other ones, if not better.
Thank you for saying that, but... like, really? I don't know. Whatever. Here goes.
Go on, then.
So, I was thinking that we could really use a recreational craft in our fleet. But not like super luxurious like our Adonis pleasure yacht. Something marketed more towards families. Something Mom and Dad could pack up and take the kids on vacation. You probably think that's stupid, right?
No. What would it take to design a ship like that?
I haven't thought of all the details, but I'd imagine lots of passenger space would be a top priority. A mid-sized ship with enough room for one, or maybe even 2 or 3 families to spread out and relax. I don't think it'd need any fancy weapons or scientific equipment, so it should be pretty affordable. Families don't want to spend a fortune, so keeping the cost low will help guarantee plenty of sales.
Do you really think that kind of ship is in demand?
I used to go off-world camping with my family when I was a kid. The other families we met always complained their ships weren't quite adequate for family vacations. They never had enough room, and the kids would always fight. I've done some market research, and no ship manufacturer seems to be making ships for things like this. Which means even if the demand is low, we can fill this niche and still sell a lot.
I like the fact that she's taken something from her past life, you know, and applied it to this, because it shows a real world problem, doesn't it? Does seem like a great idea. It's unique and it's fun.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, I am... Thank you. I'm really glad I told you about it.
Me too.
Well, if we end up making it, I swear I'll work up a hell of an ad campaign for it.
Very good. Okay. Do you like working here?
So far I do. But, just between you and me, I feel like I'm in a little over my head. I feel like I have no idea what I'm doing. But my bosses really seem to like my work, so I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm doing something right. I still feel weird pitching ideas to people who have been at this for so much longer than I have.
I'm not one of them, so don't worry about that. I think everybody gets that kind of way. You know, you start a new job and you think, oh God, I don't know whether I can do this or whether I'm good at it or whatever, but most of the time you are. You just have self-doubt. Everybody does. So what's it like doing market research for a ship manufacturer like this?
It's interesting.
All right.
I'm new, and I've never done anything like this before coming here. Marketing for ships, specifically, that is. There are so many things to think of for different demographics, like style, features, cost, and all that. And you also need to think about offensive and defensive capabilities, because space is dangerous, and people need to feel like the ship they're buying is safe.
Cool. You mentioned you were new. What did you do before this?
Yeah, I've only been here for a few months. I did a little marketing for Chunks before this, but it was really more of an internship. Ships are, like, totally different than that. I applied for the job here on a whim because I thought it'd be fun. I never expected to be hired.
From food to spaceships.
Catch you around.
It's an interesting transition, but I like her idea that it came from her own life. Some of the best ideas do. Okay, Frank Yilmaz.
You know, I have designed spacecraft for over 10 years.
Very good.
So, you must have really impressed Walter for him to give you this project. Or maybe it's a bit of nepotism.
Well, I'm not
Never
related
mind
to
that.
him, so no.
Perhaps he sees in you what he sees in me.
No, I think, I think... Can you tell me about yourself?
As a designer, I see the beauty in our craft and deliver that to the consumer. My desire is to make flying in our ships a joy to all the senses. I have won awards. I am proud of my work. But I do not like to brag. Rather, my
Obviously.
goal is to change the board's perception of employees like myself from mere cogs in the corporate machine to value us as artists and let us do as we please.
Oh, dude. You... Well, we'll find out. Okay, what do you think Walter sees in you / us?
My hope is that he sees the passion in our work. In truth, I know he values me, but he has yet to truly cut me loose from the corporate reins and let me do as I wish. But I understand Walter has given you much greater control of our project. Perhaps I can learn from you and convince him I'm ready for the same.
Do you know what this reminds me of? You know, like, you see, like, rich people. And they have all this money. And they go and, like, they buy a house. And then they hire some interior designer who is a little bit like this dude. No, not all interior designers are bad and just want to spend their customers' money like it's water. But I get the impression that this dude is one of these. He's like, look, just give me all the money I want and let me spend it however I want on doing something for you. And half the time, the designs that some of these interior designers put into people's homes, you think, good lord, did you smoke something before you made that? Okay.
Is this a joke of some
Just-
sort?
Jules asked me to give some feedback on your ship design for us. Let's hear it.
Ah, yes. At least you may be more open to my ideas than my colleagues. Maybe this is a blessing in disguise.
Get on with it, dude.
Imagine a luxury craft designed for the most discerning of tastes. Every feature designed for comfort and peace of mind. High-end performance, precision engineering, a spacecraft for those who wish to be seen. This will be the most elite personal craft on the market.
How would we design a ship like that?
The ship should be mid-size, spacious but not bulky. We'll want to build it with the highest quality, most expensive modules available. It should feel safe, but not threatening. Focus on defensive measures, not aggressive weaponry. Above all, you should be able to picture your favorite celebrity, or Walter himself, flying this ship and influencing others to buy as well.
I mean, I like a little luxury, you know? I do. Yeah, I think maybe we get a combination of the four.
I'm glad you agree. Such an ostentatious luxury craft will be the envy of everyone in the settled systems.
What's going on, Frank? Why were you so defensive about your design? What was that about wanting to sell the ship to celebrities? Why is that so important? Yeah.
2 words. Conspicuous consumption. Are you familiar with this concept?
I think it's a case of you see a celebrity has bought it and you want to buy it yourself. I believe that's what it is. Where's? Give me the short version. Yes, I think so.
Of course you do. I'm glad you understand. Imagine someone like Borealis stepping out of one of our shining luxury ships. Everyone would want to look that cool.
Yep.
Not only would I have the chance to work on a dream ship, but that kind of exposure is guaranteed to sell it.
True. Very true. What's going on, Frank? Why so defensive about your design?
Because I am the lead designer on the project. It is literally my job to design it. It is frustrating because I keep getting pushback. And Jules has this idea that we will make a better product by designing it all together. Since everyone has equal say, it led us to a standstill. It was much easier before.
Why work here if you seem so unhappy with the way things are?
Just because I do not like how corporate we have become, doesn't mean I don't like getting paid. Besides, with every successful ship I design, I believe I can influence the company to shift away from typical corporate bullshit and back to taking risks by pursuing art and innovation. Then again, here we are.
Okay, well, yeah, alright. I mean, you've all got pretty
See you.
interesting ideas. Strange. They've all got pretty interesting ideas, let's be real. What's this? Oh, this mission board thingy. Okay, well...
I'm actually kind of amazed we finalized the budget. That was relatively painless.
Just a click of a button, baby. Right, well, I think we are going to leave it here for today. Next time we'll go out on these little missions for this team.
Are you ready to do some business?
And we will design ourselves a spaceship. I think. Oh. Alright. Huh. Yeah. Can we open this? Right. Yes, next time we will start our spaceship design. Hopefully we'll be able to make something really cool. You know, I'm hopeful anyway. What a cracking view. Good grief. Right. So, until next time, be safe, be good, and look after yourselves.